The member for Blaxland.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question's to the Prime Minister. Under the Prime Minister's stewardship, the cost of his second-rate version of the NBN has already nearly doubled to $56 billion, and the timeframe for rolling it out has more than doubled to 2020. Now, can the Prime Minister guarantee that all of the technologies that make up his second-rate network, including HFC, won't blow out anymore, or will another cost blowout be more proof that this Prime Minister is all talk and no delivery?
The Prime Minister has the call.
I really thank the honourable member for the question. That was very generous of him. This is a question he'd been nurturing, I think, when I was the Communications Minister for 2 years and hadn't been able to ask it. So I'm grateful for the question. Let's be quite clear about this. The National Broadband Network project was undertaken by the previous Labor government after literally 11 weeks' consideration. 11 weeks' consideration. It was a shockingly reckless failure of policy and process. When they embarked on the project, they had no idea what it would cost, and they had no idea how long it would take. And there was no way they could have known that, because the reality is they had not done their homework. They committed the Commonwealth to a staggeringly ambitious project with costing, they said, $43 billion, but they had no idea whether it would be that much or much more. It was in its own way the craziest thing done by the Labor Party in 6 years of misgovernment. Now, as is the lot of the Liberal and National parties, we've inherited this mess and we've had to clean it up. Now, most bad projects get worse.
The member for Hotham and Charlton, that's your final warning.
This one is getting better. And it's getting better because we changed the management, we changed the board, we gave them the flexibility to get on with the job. And it will be completed. It will be completed for $30 billion less, and between 6 and 8 years sooner than it would have been had Labor's original plan been continued with. Now, that is not my forecast. That is the forecast of the management of the NBN Co, who for the first time, Mr Speaker, actually know what this project will cost. The reality is that at the time of the last election, the NBN Co management and therefore the Labor government did not know how much it was costing them to connect premises with fibre. The information they had was—
The Prime Minister will resume his seat. The member for Blaxland.
Point of order. The point of order is relevance. Will you rule out the cost of HFC going up and blowing out?
The member will resume his seat. Member will resume his seat. There's no point of order. That was an abuse of a point of order, and that will not be repeated. Prime Minister has the call.
The former management under the Labor Party simply did not know what it was costing. It turns out that far from costing $2,400 per premises to connect them with fibre, it was costing then, and still costs, about $3,600. And, of course, to that you've got to add another $700 for the capitalised cost of the lease of the ducts from Telstra.
The Prime Minister's time has expired. I call the member for Moore.